Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. Today I am switching gears and cooking instead of baking. I will be making my mom's meatballs and sauce recipe. You will need 1 bunch of celery, 1 medium onion, 1/2 cup of grated Parmesan cheese, 1/2 cup of grated Romano cheese, 1/2 cup plus 2 tablespoons of unflavored breadcrumbs, 2½ pounds of 85% lean ground beef, 1 pound of Italian sweet sausage, two 29-ounce cans of tomato puree and equal amounts of water, 1 6-ounce can of tomato paste, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 2 teaspoons of salt, 2 teaspoons of pepper, 1 teaspoon of celery salt, 8 teaspoons of marjoram flakes, and 1 clove of garlic. Wash, chop, and puree the bunch of celery and divide it in half. Chop and puree the onion and set aside. The meat mixture for the sauce is 1/2 pound of 85% ground beef, 1/2 of the bunch of celery pureed, 1 medium onion pureed, 4 teaspoons of marjoram flakes, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of pepper, 1/2 teaspoon of celery salt, 1 pound of sweet Italian sausage, cooked to remove most of the grease and cut into bite-sized pieces. In a large skillet or the bottom of your sauce pot, add the ground beef, half of the pureed celery, the pureed onion, 4 teaspoons of marjoram, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of pepper, and half a teaspoon of celery salt. Then cook over medium heat to brown the beef and blend the flavors. Then set aside. Prick the sausage with a fork and place in a microwave bowl. Add a little water and cover the sausage. Microwave on high for 3 minutes. Remove the sausage and reposition to cook more evenly. Replace the lid and microwave for another 3 minutes. Cut the sausage into bite-sized pieces and set aside. For the sauce, you will need two 29-ounce cans of tomato puree, 2 cans of water, 1 6-ounce can of tomato paste, and 2 tablespoons of sugar. In a large sauce pot, add 2 29-ounce cans of tomato puree, Rinse and fill both cans with water and add to the pot. Add the tomato paste and sugar. Bring the sauce to a low boil on low heat. For the meatball mixture, you will need 1/2 cup of grated Parmesan cheese, 1/2 cup of grated Romano cheese, 1/2 cup plus 2 tablespoons of unflavored breadcrumbs, 4 teaspoons of marjoram flakes, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of pepper, 1/2 teaspoon of celery salt, 1 clove of garlic pressed, 2 pounds of 85% lean ground beef, 1/2 of the bunch of celery pureed, and 4 large scrambled eggs. In a large mixing bowl, add the Parmesan cheese, the Romano cheese, breadcrumbs, marjoram flakes, salt, pepper, celery salt, and pressed garlic. Stir to blend evenly. Add the ground beef and mix by hand until all the dry ingredients are incorporated. Add the pureed celery and blend well. Add the scrambled eggs, blend well, and set aside. Let the meatball mixture rest for about 5 minutes so all the liquids can be absorbed. Stir the meat mixture into the simmering sauce. Add the sausage to the sauce and stir to ensure nothing is sticking to the bottom of the pot. Moisten your hands with water and begin rolling meatballs and adding them into the sauce. After rolling about 6 meatballs, turn the meatball mixture over to ensure the liquids don't settle to the bottom of the mixture. Moisten your hands and roll another 6 meatballs, and then repeat the process until the bowl is empty. This batch will make about 50 meatballs, depending on the size that you make them. Set the timer for 2 hours and do not stir for the first 5 minutes. You will see the meatballs float to the top, and you can stir about every 15 minutes to make sure that nothing sticks to the bottom of the pot. At the end of 2 hours, cover and remove from the heat. Happy cooking!